What's up guys? Lost French here. New helmet time. It's not really new because I've been riding it for a while. Yeah. It's not an unboxing because it had already been unboxed. Let's take a look. Shoei RFSR. Bought this beginning of April or May, and honestly I've been loving this helmet ever since. Quiet, tight fit, although a bit too tight at some point, but I managed to fix that. Shoei RFSR. Love this helmet. The key thing about this helmet that I love the most is how prominent the click is when you open it up, when you close it. Sometimes the quick release visors on helmets are not quick release whatsoever. This one is literally two little prongs that you pull down on and it's done. So this guy here, pull that down, da-da. Ta-da. Helmet comes with one clear visor with the pin locks. Other visor that I bought, because why would you not want a black one? Pin locks on them as well. And the pin lock thing itself, which I haven't used yet. I don't know if I'm gonna put on my clear one or my smoked one because I feel like riding days are kind of close to over. Sadly, I guess I'll just see on which I'm gonna put it on, I don't know. So this is the pin lock. So essentially what that does, it disables fogging on your helmet. And I notice whenever I ride in your either early mornings or later on in the afternoon or evenings, when it's cold out, because of the condensation with your breath and whatever, pin lock works great with that kind of stuff. It protects from fogging and everything. I'll be putting on probably on my smoke one because this is the one that I use the most. But then again, it all depends on when you ride. So what I like the most about this helmet too, for the most part, it has a chin curtain. Now, if you ride in Canada, especially in Alberta, wind, because we live in the prairies, wind is brutal. It does have the D-ring, sadly. This easily comes off also. You legit just pull out on it, comes right off. Pads, super strong, super thick, keep my head from moving around. I was also thinking of maybe getting medium pads, just because I find that sometimes, depending on how hot it is or how cold it is, having the luxury of changing your pads every once in a while might be kind of fun. Vents on the top. These three vents are actually closable, which is phenomenal. Don't have to buy those aftermarket parts. Two little vents on the top here, see this little fin, the two little vents right there. And honestly, I am really pissed that I have not bought this helmet before. That's not to say that my other helmets weren't good, just this one is the bee's knees. This is the Icon Allegiance GT. This was the first helmet that I've ever bought that was more than 200 bucks. It is a great helmet, but I should have purchased a smaller size. This is a medium. It's nice because it has a little clip, has a little prong for your fingers, and I like that it has that little pin right there, so when you close it, it stays there. There's a certain style of helmet that I like, and it clearly has a little bit of a fin in the back. I'm not a huge fan of like the big, the big fins. It looks cool, but for me, I prefer just a slender, slim, sleek, such as the Shoei RFSR. And the reason why I choose the RFSR, I had a Simpson Ghost Bandit before. It was white. Had a gold visor onto it. Amazing helmet. I like the aspect of what Simpsons was all about, But unfortunately, being a motovlogger, you wanted something that isn't loud, isn't big. I did buy a small, but unfortunately I find the small was a bit too big also. Everything was just moving around. Being a motovlogger, I wanted something that would be quiet, and that helmet is the opposite of that. Not to take anything away from Simpson. Had I known that Simpson was that loud, I probably would have gone a different route. This helmet here is about 500 bucks more, depending on what style of helmet you buy. The Shoei RFSR is Snell rated, which kind of made me want to buy it more because, you know, if you can buy a Snell helmet, you're good for a while. The big differences that I found between these two helmets is Icon fits more loosely, but it's a bit more comfortable with your cheeks and the back of your head. I feel like the Icon over here has more of a neck support in the back here. Though the Shoei has more padding, it's more spongy. Not the worst feeling ever, but it's pretty nice. What I didn't like about the visor is when you open it up, see these little orange prongs here? This is where you would take your visor off, and you really have to, force it. And then it comes off. Easy, but still a pain. And the Shoei, like I was mentioning earlier, it's just these little prongs here. So all in all, for a motovlogging helmet, I find that the Shoei is more adaptive. It's a little bit better. There's more room to work with in here, between the padding and the shell. I've rerouted certain wires in the back and over the top. I can still feel it because it's still wires that are passing through the helmet to have your speakers hooked up, all that kind of fun stuff. In the Shoei RFSR, there are some little, you might not be able to see it properly, but trust me, there are little indents for your speakers, which was kind of nice because I put Velcro between the speaker and the little place where it goes in. So now my speakers don't move, they stick where they are. They're not really intrusive. You don't really feel it when you put the helmet on, but because I bought a smaller helmet, I wanted a tighter fit. I sometimes have to move my ears around or move the helmet around to get the speaker back into place, or have my ear away from, you know, being all crunched up and stuff like that. But that's what you get buying a smaller helmet. Now, I'm usually between a small and a medium, and I find the small was a bit snug, but I decided to buy the medium, the small, sorry, because I knew the pads would expand. That's pretty much the reason why I did buy the small. And I find the shell sizes are quite a big difference between the small and the medium. Certain manufacturers will have different sizings and different millimeters and stuff like that, but I found the small fit just perfect. And again, usually I'm between a small and a medium, depending on the manufacturer. Shoei RFSR is Snell rated. A big plus with the Shoei RFSR, your comm system. I have a Cardo Pack Dock Bold. This was a bit hard to put in because between the shell and the padding, there's not much room to work with, so I really had to force it in. But luckily, I found the exact same spot as I wanted my Cardo to be. No issues with it moving around, anything like that. So that's pretty much the profile of what it looks like. And then I'll put the clear one on. Not bad profile. Helmet looks good like that too. And yeah, so this is the vent. And now I'm gonna put the smoke one on. I find that this looks a lot better. More of a stealthier look to it. Shout out to Odin. Thanks for making great products. These two little pins here are for the pin lock, fid lock. whatever it is. This goes in pretty much like this. So you put it in your helmet. There's two little holes right here. Right there, where my nose is, my mouth is. These goes in the two little prongs right here. So you might not be able to see it, but within those little pins, there's a little groove in between the shield and the button, let's call it. Obviously you follow the way that it's supposed to be, and these are pressure fitted. You don't have to take off the buttons, you don't have to take off anything. I'm just gonna mock it up. I'm not gonna install it right now because I don't want to install it on my clear shield. You fit it within these little buttons. Obviously the blue shield isn't gonna stay there because that's just a sticker to prevent from sticking and getting dirty. You remove that front film, clean it if there's any fingerprints, and once you install it, you're good to go. And this prevents a lot of fogging issues. Yeah, that's pretty much the reasons why I did buy this Shoei RFSR helmet. Spent a lot more time researching these helmets, and it was either gonna be these ones, this Shoei RFSR, or an HGC FPH 11 or something like that. Kind of the same shape, the same size, and the same dimensions. But what I didn't like about the HJC, none of them that I looked at had the Snell rating. I'm not a huge fan of the drop-down visors that comes out in here. I didn't want that. So that's gonna be the Shoei RFSR review, I guess, or video for it. I'm not gonna tell you this is the best helmet ever because you like your own helmets. You buy whatever you wanna buy. But if I can entice you of maybe trying one and see how comfortable they are, then I mean, go for it. Strongly recommend them. I will be buying Shoei helmets in the future, but this one's gonna be my helmet for a very long time. Shoei RFSR, ladies and gents. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and do whatever. Catch you guys in the next one.